Yeah, semester's over, so I'm just chilling, but not too much. Loki, I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
I don't have nothing against Isaiah Washington, but I feel like yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like they can now. They're saying the album's gonna come out in June. Now I'm like, what?
So then, what's the big promotion for tomorrow then?
I guess a single. But I'm just like,
TDE
with J
bullshitting,
Cole. J
yo.
Cole's already
They
dropping a single tomorrow
listen.
too.
They bullshitting. Like that's false advertising. That's like when you have like a you know some they a Nike announced like yo we getting some new Jordans. The term new Jordans coming out tomorrow, and you realize, oh, I had these Jordans when I was like 10 years old. Not new, retro Jordans. They're not new.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Rashad is cool, but I'm not jumping up and down on my bed for his new album. I'm sorry. You know, if it ain't Kendrick, I ain't trying to hear it. What up?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The J Cole reaction is gonna be next Friday.
Okay, J. Cole, we know that's dropping because he a real nigga. He ain't got no label telling him when to drop. He dropping when he ready.
Niggas already saying this is his best album and shit. I'm like, okay.
I don't know what all that is. Hold on, let's be. Come on now. Let's not be stupid. It's not even out yet. Makai, what up? Sam, DJ Tim, what up? Q, Ronnie, where you at? What's good, yo?
Yeah, man. I was like, you know what? Since we already did the Bobby Valentino, I'm not. I'm just gonna drop this shit now. Fuck that.
You alright?
I was like, oh wow, Ludacris Bobby Valentino. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, we might do Bad Brains discography next. It's either that or Van Halen. I haven't heard no Bad Brains albums yet. I know Sam kept suggesting that, so
Van Halen is actually going to be next month because I'm actually in the process of getting all the Van Halen albums with David Lee Roth.
okay.
Bad Brains is next week at the
I like
17th.
I like Isaiah, but I'm not jumping up and down on my bed for his album. I mean, to me, the best one is still gonna be Kendrick. When you give me a Kendrick album, I want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That to me, he's still the best artist on TDE. Like I'm not jumping up and down for Schoolboy Q and Isaiah, and they good, but you know that's like if it was Boot Camp Click and somebody said, oh, the the new the new House of Representatives album is dropping. They were okay, but I wasn't jumping up and down for the Representatives compared to Smith and Wesson.
Right.
You know,
Yo, Loki, everybody loved me in my reading glasses last night and shit.
yeah, they like your reading glasses, yo. So you gotta wear them again.
Yeah, because I'm going to play some video games too. I need my glasses. So today's everyone's lucky day. Fucking.
I never had to wear glasses, so I don't know what that's like.
Man,
Hopefully, I
Loki,
never
it's
will.
no
So,
different. It's no different. People make it
yeah,
out to be, oh, you're a
ho-
four eye. He like, nah.
hopefully, when I hit 70 years old, I'll still be able to show my beautiful brown eyes and without glasses. So,
Did I ever show
yeah,
y'all my Prince glasses?
no, and you
Oh,
probably got like a whole collection of glasses, huh? You look
of
like
course.
that type that would have a whole collection. He underrated, but I mean, I ain't jumping up and down. I ain't never jump up and down for none of his albums. Yes, I did see that one.
Yeah.
I did. You did show me that one. I'm not jumping up and down like when that Sevilla joint came out. I didn't jump up and down for that. And the last album he dropped, he dope, but I'm not jumping. Oh, he's not one of my favorites on here.
Yeah, even I'm not too big on Isaiah Rashad and shit like that. I'm gonna be real honest. Oh shit, yeah. Let me reschedule that one.
He's a dope rapper, but that's not the release I want to hear from TDE right now.
Cause I knew Kendrick was too good to be true.
You know what I'm saying? But
I
but
knew that.
Kendrick don't need that big entrance. Like we know what he gonna drop. I don't. That's why I don't understand. If he gonna drop, then drop. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't need a big entrance to me for that. You know what I'm saying? Like Drake need that. Drake is still doing that. You know what I'm saying? But we know what Drake is. But Kendrick don't need that at this point. You know, J Cole don't need that at this point. He just post up something on his Instagram like, yo, I'm dropping next week. That's what it is.
I like how everyone always said this is not a drill.
You never heard of him? You never heard of who?
Isaiah Rashad.
Oh, where you been? Where you been, Q? You been out for like a couple years. Yeah, yes. Cole is gonna. Do I think Cole's gonna have features? I don't know. He might not because he never really had big features. I mean, other than Sideline Story and Born Sinner, but other than that, he didn't after those albums, he never really had big. I don't think he'll have features. He don't need it. Like he already proved that he can hold down an album by himself. So I mean, if he want to, that'd be cool. But I'm not expecting a shitload of features on his album. Kendrick needs to stop wasting time. I rather Kendrick come out when it's ready. Like don't rush to put out shit. Not everybody can do that. Only Griselda can do that, and Rock Marcy can do that, and Flea Lord. A lot of artists can't come out with consistent shit. So I'd rather him just take his time with it. Don't rush a project out when you don't really need to. If it takes 3, 4 years to come out, then whatever. That's how it was back in the day. People wasn't dropping albums all the time. De La Soul took a couple years off. Michael Jackson took years off to come out with shit. Janet Jackson, Prince. Look at Prince. Prince was dropping shit all the time, but a lot of his albums that was dropping wasn't great. Especially when he was trying to get out of that deal with Warner Brothers. You were just giving them albums like, "Hey, I'm done. Hey, I'm done." Like a lot of those. That's why a lot of those '90s albums people didn't like.
Hey, yeah, I left something in my car. Right, grab right back.
Go ahead. It's gonna be a dope year. We'll see. Outkast, yeah, Outkast wasn't coming out all the time. They took their time with their projects. That's why they got classics. You can't rush a classic. When it's ready, it's gonna be ready. I'd rather them just take their time with it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he gonna have features or not. If he do, then that's cool, cause he can collaborate with artists. He's done it in the past. If he don't, it really not gonna make a difference to me. I think it's still gonna be fire either way. What up, Hector? Did I see Khaled acting a fool on the freeway? Nah, I didn't see that. Best Ludacris album hands down. Are you asking me? Or are you saying the first one is his best? I don't feel like it's his best. I feel like Word of Mouth and Chicken and Beer was better. I'm already done with Eminem. I love Eminem's early stuff, but I don't care for his stuff now. I'll bump anything from Eminem early, like Eminem Show classic, Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers LP. I love Relapse and Recovery. Though I'll bump any of those albums. Anything after that, no. Encore, nope. None of that other shit. Kamikaze, nope. Well, that's good. That's good, Sam. You should always, you know, uh, clean your palate and listen to other things. I've been listening to other shit, all my life. So, it's not just hip hop for me. Listen to other genres. You know what I'm saying? Listen to something that you were interested in listening to and you never really had the chance to. Now's the perfect time. Nah, I didn't. Is that the album that Stu Bangers did with Eric Bobo from Cypress Hill? I heard a single from them, but I didn't know it was a full album.
Oh hell.
36 Mafia, love them. 36 Mafia legends. They definitely have a lot of dope classic Southern hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to get like their other albums. I know a lot of their stuff is out of print.
What were we talking about?
36 Mafia.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I heard the single from the Eric Bobo and Stu Bangers album, but I didn't hear the whole album yet. Yeah, 96 to 2002. Yeah, that's the best Eminem stuff. What's your favorite punk band, Sam? Rough Riders Volume One. I love that one. Volume two had some joints. I didn't like it that much compared to Volume One, but it had some joints. Yeah, 8 Ball MJG. That's another underrated group. Better lyricist, Easy E or Cube. I love Cube. I love Cube's stuff more. I was always like a big Ice Cube fan. When he went solo, the Ramones. Yeah, I always hear a lot of people say the Ramones one of their favorites. How you feel about Joan Jett and the Black Flag, the Black Hearts? I liked her stuff with the band. Worst discography in hip hop. Uh, who has the worst discography in hip hop? I don't know. That's a good question. Clutch, what's good, yo? Let's go Knicks. How we looking? How we looking? We lost to Denver. That was a smack in the face. But we still in fourth. We good. Knicks is my Knicks is. I'm happy right now. I'm a happy Knicks fan right now. You know what I'm saying? We going to the postseason. We haven't been able to say that in years, so I'm happy. Julius Randle to me is the MVP. So I'm looking for that. At this point, it's just about finishing strong and seeing who we gonna face in the first round of the playoffs. So, I mean, the Denver game is Denver. Like even without Jamal Murray, they still have a good team. So you know what I mean? Like we got smacked around in that game. That was a wake up, but we still here.
Thought I lost it.
You found your keys.
A clutch.
What y'all think about of Eve music? Eve was good. I like her first two albums. Um, Rough Riders Eve and Scorpion. Those are dope. Evolution. I heard. I don't remember the whole album, but she was dope. She need to come out with some music again. Like it's been a minute since I heard anything from Eve.
I thought she retired from rap.
Did she retire? But since she got married or whatever.
I mean, I thought she'd been retired. She don't even rap like that, like that.
Well, she had an album that dropped in like I want to say 2014 or something. I didn't care for it though. But I need Rough Riders Eve again. Like everybody should be reinvigorated now since DMX passing to come out with like their best stuff. I gotta check that Stu Bangers and Eric Bobo album. Yeah, they still need to upgrade though. I want them to upgrade during the summer though. You know what I'm saying? Like having Randall there and RJ is good. He's developing. Quigley, Obi Toppin. But I want them to if they have the money to go out and get a big star, they need to do that. Like what's the point of saving up money if you're not gonna go out and spend it? They need somebody else. So I want them to upgrade, especially at the center position. Like I don't feel like Mitch is the answer for them, but I want them to upgrade. You got to upgrade your team every year if you want to, especially if you like a team that's contending to be, um, in the finals one day. They gotta spend that money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like we in the playoffs again. That's good. Next season we gotta be contenders for the finals. We gotta be contenders, or at least in the top three contenders in the same sentence with Milwaukee and Brooklyn and Philly. So they have to upgrade their team next year. I want them. I want them to do that. Fabulous, Fabulous. And I don't think Fabulous have the worst discography. He have better mixtapes than albums, but I don't think he has the worst discography. I don't know. That's a good question. You're a fan of classical music? That's dope. You play clarinet? I played acoustic guitar when I took acoustic guitar lessons when I was like 9, 10 years old. Every Saturday morning for like I want to say it was like a whole year, and then I went off to play sports. But I've always been a big guitar fan. I played the flute in high school in freshman year of high school. I had a music class, and I played the flute for like that one semester. You prefer music over sports? I love music and sports. That's what kept me off the streets. You played the drums, Clutch? That's dope. We all three of us can start like a band now. I play guitar and Sam play the clarinet and you play the drums. Drum. I wanted to play drums. My mom was like, "It's too no. It would be too noisy in the house." You know what I'm saying? So I only play the drums on Rock Band on the Rock Band game. I used to play the drums on that. LL Cool J? Nah, he don't have the worst discography. Hell no. I don't like his albums after the GOAT, but he don't have the worst discography. You think LL Cool J had the worst discography? Who has the worst discography in hip hop?
Mm.
I saw somebody say Fabulous. Somebody said Eminem.
I mean, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say M because M. I mean, as many she's that album that M has, a lot
Not
of the
L.
albums are breaking
Not LL. LL got classics, man. You talking about like if you say worst discography, that means somebody that don't have no classics at all.
or just have all filler.
What about Craig G? 'Cause I never cared for Craig G's albums
Ooh,
like that.
yeah,
Craig G's considered a legend, but he don't have no classic album.
yeah. I mean,
Craig
I'll give you.
G, Craig G. That's the one that come to mind because like when you say worst, it got to be somebody that don't have no classics at all. It can't be LL. LL got like a couple classics.
I said
Fab,
Cannabis is up.
but Cannabis got some good albums though, even though he don't have a classic. Fabulous, I don't think none of his albums are classic, but he got some solid albums. A lot of those albums are dope, but it's not classic though. Like I like Aaron, what's good, yo? Salute. Commission. I like the first one, Ghetto Fabulous. That's the only one I don't have actually. I got Street Dreams, that was dope. Real Talk, I didn't really care for. Loso's Way was solid. From Nothing to Something was solid, but none of those are classics to me. But I don't think he has like the worst discography in hip hop. I don't think he has the worst one. I don't know.
I'm ready to start whenever you are, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of my hip hop review. It's your boy Reg in the building. I have a homeboy Try with me.
What up?
Album that we are going to talk about today is Ludacris with his technically second studio album, but I'm going to get more into that. Well, debut, major label debut, back for the first time. This came out in 2000 on Disturbing the Peace under Def Jam South, which at that time was owned by Scarface. Um, Singles album was known for "What's Your Fantasy," "Ho," and "Southern Hospitality." Guest appearances include, I mean, yeah, fuck guest appearance. Guest appearances include I-20, aka Infamous 2O, Fate Wilson, Shauna, Pastor Troy, Four Eyes, UGK, Pharrell, Trina, Shauna, and Foxy Brown. And the producers include Ludacris, Mike Johnson, Infamous 2O, Fate Wilson, Chandre, Jermaine Dupri, Neptunes, Timberland, and Organized Noise. All right, so yeah, this is the first Ludacris review that we've done on this channel. So you know how we always do, just say how we got into Ludacris. You know.
I actually Reg wasn't a part of the. I actually did a review on this album like 2019, but Reg couldn't make it because he had to work. You remember
Oh
that
yeah,
one, Reg?
I did see that
Yes,
review.
and you commented on the video actually.
Yes,
Cause
I
I
forgot.
wanted you to be a part of it, but you had to work that day, so I actually did that. I discussed this album 2 years ago, but I was like, let's do it again. Like the first time for me was What's Your Fantasy, but I heard about him. No, I'm lying. It was the Timberland album. I also discussed that one, the basement, Life in the Basement, when
Oh
he
shit.
was on that album and he had a song called Fat Rabbit,
Yep.
and that's the first time I heard of him, and um then it was, yeah, after the Timberland album, that was like what was that, 98, 99? I think it was 99, and then I heard What's Your Fantasy, and it was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was a dope song with Shauna. You know, that was a real big song in New York, and I saw him on the. He actually was the opening act on the Stankonia tour for Outkast in 2001. I went to that tour and he was the opening act. Him and DTP. Well, it was early DTP. It was him and Little Fate was there. I think I-20 was there. This is before Titty Boy and Chingy and the rest of them cats. And yeah, he was the opening act, and then um the album came out and it blew up, and he's always been one of my favorite, like as far as like artists coming from the South and like Southern hip hop blowing up in the 2000s. Like he's always been one of my favorites. I always put him right up there with Rick Ross and Ti. Because those are like the main Southern artists I was listening to in the 2000s. That was coming out with heat, and he was always good with his wordplay and his metaphors, and he reminded us like of a East Coast MC, you know what I'm saying? Except that he was like down south, he was from Atlanta. And I remember like him like being a DJ, a radio DJ down in Atlanta, and he got some type of he got some type of like bloodline with Lala. I don't, like, is that's his cousin or something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because he always used to shout out Lala when she was on TRL, and when she used to be like the host on TRL with Carson Daly. And like he was just coming out with bangers, and then like the features he was on, like the Bone Crusher remix, and the Fatty Girl joint with Keith Murray and LL. I remember that joint, and he was just killing features, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything he was coming on, and I think at one I actually promoted for the Word of Mouth album when that came out on Def Jam, and we were promoting that album, and they gave like the promotion, one of the promotional items, like he's a big Atlanta Falcons fan. One of the promotional items they gave us like the Atlanta Falcons NFL jersey, and it had
Mhm.
Word of Mouth going across the jersey, and the 69 on the jersey, and it had like Ludacris in the back in the Atlanta Falcons colors, and that was a great album, and Chicken and Beer,
Ooh.
Red Light District. I love all of those albums up until like Release Therapy. That wasn't Really want. I got. It's been years since I heard that too. I actually got it, but I haven't played it in years and everything else after that. But and then going into Hollywood and him being in like the Fast and Furious series and what's the other film I seen him in? There's like so many other films I seen him in. Um, he's been doing his acting thing and Fear Factor. I think he was a host on Fear Factor when that show was on. So he's had a good career in Hollywood and in music, and he's always remained true to himself. And I think he's definitely like a legend to me. Like definitely, this man has like some classics in his discography, and he's a dope spitter. So that was like basically my interest. And his name is Chris like me, so that also helps. You know.
Right, man. Dope story and shit. Definitely dope
Yeah.
story. Shit. To me, believe it or not, I want to say I got into Ludacris. I knew who he was when he did that one track, "Move Bitch." I want to say that was from the Word of Mouth album.
That's from Run 'Em Out. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I always love watching the video on BT, just him and Mystical like killing it and whatnot.
Right.
Uh, the song that really made me a fan of Luda, was the song "Diamond in the Back"
Yeah.
from Chicken and
Chicken
Beer,
and Beer.
which
Yeah.
an album I need to get in my collection. That's actually my favorite Ludacris album. Spoiler
I
alert.
love that album. That's a great album.
Yeah, he went in on that album. I feel
Hmm.
like lyrically, man, he was definitely in rare form in that album and shit like that. And
Right.
one thing like I always can say about Ludacris, and it's funny how you mentioned like the East Coast, because
Hmm.
I always thought he was very influenced by Redman
Hmm.
heavily, especially listening to like the first two albums, man.
Right.
The Redman influence was so evident.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and like with those punchlines too, man. Like he can really go for the jugular, which is why I've always kind of preferred Ludacris over Ti, in my
Right.
opinion. Like no disrespect to Ti, because Ti, he did his thing. He did his thing for this ATM. But I always felt like Ludacris, to me, he pretty much laid the blueprint for ATL in the 2000s. Because
Right.
mind you, Ti's first album was a flop. I'm gonna be real.
I
I'm
would
serious.
I would say it was slept on. That I don't think it was a bad debut. It was slept on. I don't think I'm Serious should have been the first single. It should have been 24s instead. Because 24s was
Yeah,
a bigger hit from that first album than I'm Serious. Because like when he dropped I'm Serious and I remember watching that video on Rap City and I'm like, he have an accent. I didn't, and that's been that back when I didn't know who Ti was. He have an accent, but he's spitting over a Neptune's track with Beanie Man, who's a reggae artist. So
yeah.
I didn't really know what to think about that song. But when 24 was big, and then like when I used to play Need for Speed Underground, that's on the Need for Speed game. So I heard a lot of that, while playing that game, and then like I saw the video all the time. That should have been the first single. But I think this album was stepped on because we didn't really like, as far as like New York, we didn't really like gauge who Ti was until like when trap music came out. That's really like the album that really put him on the map.
Yeah, man. And is that the reason why I say, because it's like with Ludacris, he already knew his style like from the get go. I feel like Ti, it kind of took him a while to really be comfortable, in my opinion, and
Right.
shit. And yeah, Tim, yeah, we know Ludacris and Ti had that beef back in the 2000s and shit like that.
Right.
Ludacris killed Ti. I don't care what no one says. I don't care what no one
He
says, man.
he got it. He got him good on the Young Buck album, on
Yes.
that joint that DJ Tim talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, that he really killed him on that joint.
Right, man. And even like the Rap City freestyles, man. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah.
I miss like Rap City low key. I miss shows
I
like
do. I
that.
still miss Rap City. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Bring back rap. I don't give a fuck if it's Tigger or not.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas on Tigger, but
Bring Rap City back, but bring it back with a good host though. It don't have to be Tigger. Just bring it back with a good host.
hell, I would even say Charlemagne or some shit.
Charlemagne, and Joe Budden, somebody.
Button, uh,
Nori? What about Nori? I think
I,
Nori would
I,
make it
I
funny.
think more Nori than Button.
But
Nothing
see,
against.
Button gonna tell it to you like it is though. That's what I like about him.
Yeah, but I feel like with
So
Button, he's good at where he's at. That's all I'm saying.
I feel you.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to cut you.
Nah, but it's like that's the notion I'm trying to break. Like what Sam said, that's the notion I'm trying to break because not everybody. I can't speak for the whole East Coast. I can't speak for the whole New York City. I'm only one person. I'm saying for me, being that I grew up with listening to artists from different locations of any genre, that whole East Coast bias was never a thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've gone to see West Coast artists in concert. I supported Death Row when they were beefing with Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? And I've listened to artists from all coasts. It don't matter where they was at, as long as the music was fire. Ludacris was one of the best, and that's what I was bumping in the 2000s. Him and Ti and Rick
Right,
Ross. So there's no East Coast bias for me. Now for everybody else, there was that going on because I tried to put even my own homeboys onto Bone Thugs and Harmony and Outkast and other artists like that, and they wasn't trying to hear it, and they still don't care for them. You know what I'm saying? So that you can't change a whole city and a whole coast, but for me, none of that was going on.
right. Yeah, man. This is the whole East Coast, West Coast, South. I just find that whole shit is stupid to be real with you. You
Right?
never see this in
Exactly.
R&B. You never see this in rock. It's always hip
No,
hop.
you don't.
Always
You don't.
like you don't see Beatles. Like you don't see Liverpool going
Right.
against motherfuckers in Sunset City or some shit like that. Come on, man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Is only in rap that happens. Is like and I never understood that. So one of my favorite rappers is Eminem. He from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So Common, he's from Chicago. He ain't from here.
Right. But yeah, let me get into who Ludacris is, man. Ludacris. He was originally born. He was originally born in Champaign, Illinois, but he relocated to Atlanta. Oh, actually, he actually moved to Centerville, Virginia. Then he actually relocated to Atlanta by the time he got to high school, and he actually studied music management like in Georgia State University and things of that nature.
Right.
And with that, he got into the whole hip hop culture and whatnot. And he also was like in this like doing like a few rap groups when he was little and shit like that. Um, Fast forward to like the late '90s, he became an intern and DJ in Atlanta's Hot 97.5, and he was known as Chris Lover Lover.
Right.
And so, around that time too, he was also like getting his connections up. He met Timberland, and stuff like that. And like you mentioned, Timberland, invited Ludacris to rap on the Fat Rabbit track, which we're gonna get into that in a minute. And so, he also got hooked up with Organized Noise, Jermaine Dupri, just all the heavy hitters in the South and stuff like that at that time. And
Mm.
so, with Fat Rabbit being like a big hit at that time, he started recording his debut album. Now, his debut album originally was called Incognegro, and that one was released in like 1999. And this is when Disturbing the Peace was independent, like before the distribution and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And so the album cover has like a cartoon version of Ludacris in a way. And like the only difference with this one and Back for the First Time is that Back for the First Time has like 3 additional tracks and things like that. So yeah.
Right.
And I mean, this one's kind of hard to come by too. Cause I've seen this one. I haven't seen it like expensive, but it is for like a good amount of money and
Hey, I
stuff
don't
like
ha- I don't have this one. I don't have this one.
that. So you don't have an incognito?
Nah. Nah. I
Yeah,
don't I don't have Incognegro or Back to for the first time. I have Chicken and Beer, Red Light District, Release Therapy, Theater of the Mind. I don't have Word of Mouth either.
oh wow. Yeah, the only Luda album that I have is Back for the First Time, Word of Mouth, Red Light District, and Theater of the Mind and shit.
Right.
Yeah,
I
man.
had I
And,
had extra remember I had extra copies of Release Therapy and you said you didn't want it.
oh yeah, I did say I didn't.
I
Did
had
you still have?
like three extra and they all out of they had like the out of print stick on it. They were like three, four extra copies that this the seller had sent to me, and I kept one for myself. And you was like, I was like, oh, when I was mailing the other CDs to you, you was like, I asked you if you wanted it. You said, nah, I don't want that one.
Well, I think at that time I wasn't like too keen on it because I never actually heard the whole album. But you still
I
got
didn't
those
like it.
copies?
No, I gave it to gave it off to like some of my homeboys that wanted it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
But if I would have extras, I'm gonna definitely save one. So,
yeah,
but I didn't like the album. I just thought that's when he cut his hair, and I'm like, yo, he lost his something happened when he cut his hair. Like it wasn't the same.
yeah, man. And at that time, I would rather have gotten the Theater of the Mind at that time and shit too.
And you
So
like that one, and that's the one I don't like either. I'm
which
like, no, I don't like none of the latter ones.
yeah, that I know if I do a list like a top 10 hip hop albums that people hate that I love, that's gonna probably be my top four.
Oh my god,
Um,
I want to see what else is on that list. Then,
oh, there's gonna be one day. I'm just gonna come out of nowhere to drop that list one day and shit.
right,
Wow, okay, but yeah, Incognegro is something that people have not really. Well, besides mystical, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Like people have not really heard from Ludacris. His style was like faster, wilder, out of control. It was like very crazy, like very wild and shit. And mind you, Atlanta, you had cats like Outkast, Goody
right,
Mob,
right,
they made like Arrested Development, like the
right,
conscious. They made Atlanta the conscious city in the South. Compared to like what Luke was doing in Miami.
right,
But Ludacris was just like, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna show you who I am and whatnot. Yeah, so he just came out of nowhere and he got the attention of one rapper. And that guy was Mr. Scarface, Mr. Brad Jordan. Now, Brad Jordan, Scarface, he pretty much formed Def Jam South. He pretty much formed Def Jam South like around like the early 2000s with Def Jam.
right,
And he liked Ludacris and he got him a deal and whatnot. And so that's when, they did a 3 extra tracks, and then of course the rest is history. He dropped What's Your Fantasy as the first single. And yeah. So like what Try mentioned, this is cornrows Ludacris right here. Ludacris at his, like in my opinion, at his rawest form and shit like that. I mean, this album kind of aged better than a lot of Southern hip hop albums around this time
right,
too. A lot of Southern hip hop albums, like the whole like Hot Boys, the
right,
Bling Bling, Lil Troy, all that
right,
shit. Wanna Be a Baller. I always feel like that never really aged too well, but like with this one right here, it kind of focused more on like the storytelling, the lyricism, and whatnot. So that's one thing I've always fucked with this album and shit like that. Yeah, I'm trying to see the new albums that's released to see which top dog album is released and shit. So excuse me.
right.
But yeah, this is the album cover. And yeah, that old DTP, the early 2000s DTP, that's been my favorite
Yeah.
lineup and shit. Before Chingy. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't into them either. Saying Two Live Crew.
Yeah, man. Pastor Troy. Pastor Troy, I wasn't really big into Pastor Troy either like that. I'm gonna be real,
Right.
man. Like,
I always remember him for like walking around with the WCW championship.
yeah, like
You know what
come
I
on.
mean? I thought that was different.
Shit.
Cruise is good.
But yeah, man. But anyway, this album got about 16 tracks. Let's get this shit started. Track number one, you got a problem. Very, very dope way to start off this album and stuff like that. Ludacris just came out swinging. Pretty much came out swinging and shit like that. Not really wasting no time. I love those horns. In that track too. I feel like the horns definitely carry the track and shit. So yeah, man, this was a very dope track. I love it.
Yeah, it was dope. I like the beat and pianos on it, and Luda saying these bitch niggas is lame and coming down with the rain. Y'all wet behind the ears, but there's a drought in your brain. And I like the line where he had a Back to the Future reference, and he said, "I bring him back to the future like an '85 DeLorean." And then you got like the dude. There was like a dude on the song, like in between his verses, he like talking shit to Luda, like you ain't shit, fuck you, nigga, you
Mhm.
ain't that nice. And I like that. That was funny.
Yeah, yeah, very, very, very dope track. Um, Next track we got is "Game Got Switched." This was produced by Organized Noise. You know, Out Dutton Family producers. Pretty much, it's a braggadocio track. I love that intro when he's pretty much talking about all these niggas in the club, not enough females. Pretty much like a sausage fest. If y'all know what I'm talking about
Like,
and shit. So yeah, man, definitely love that beat. Love the way he was flowing on that track. So yeah,
yeah, I love that chorus. It's too many niggas, not enough hoes. I love that joint. You said I put too much sugar in my Kool Aid and party like a kid with the high top fade. That's a house party reference. Remember when Kid was putting too much sugar in the Kool Aid,
yeah,
and Pops Robin Harris was like told him about it, and I like that, man. That was a dope reference to house party, and yeah, it was a dope song.
yeah. I definitely hear what you're saying. Um, Track three, First and 10. Very very dope track that features I2O and Fate Wilson. Love that beat. It's a pretty different kind of song because they're pretty much like counting down and whatnot, but at the same
Right,
time, it's like they start off with verse like 10. Let's say someone starts off verse like 9 and stuff like that.
right.
I2O, man, that nigga is so fucking underrated. That fucking album he came out with in '04.
Mm.
That album, shit, what's that? What's the name of it? I gotta look on Wikipedia.
I
Hold on.
remember I remember when that came out. I never heard it though.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yes, man. Oh my god, I need to get my hands on that fucking album. That shit was some raw Southern hip hop right there.
Hmm.
Very underrated, but that's another story for a different day. Yeah, I feel like he definitely did his thing on this song right here.
Right.
I love the line where he says, I started with 10 Mac 10s and 10 clips and 10 pens. Got 10 times richer in the span of 10 years. Bitch, I'm 10 times 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm battle 10 cool with the strength of 10 men. Like, come on, man.
Hmm.
Certain songs, I've always felt like he overshadowed Ludacris, man. I'm just going to be
Right.
real.
I wasn't like a big I-20 fan. I like the song they did. Him and Luda did on the Neptunes Clones album. It wasn't us. That shit was fire. They should have released that as a single. They like him and Luda and I-20 killed that joint. This joint was cool. I like the beat and the bass line, and Luda saying gave a dope. Um, he gave a dope shout out to Tupac. He said, "Give me a high five, and I'll put the nine lower than your esophagus and smack you so hard that you'll have to come with two apocalypse." I thought that was dope, and the bars that DJ Tim is quoting, I like that as well. Yeah, it was a dope song. First and 10. I remember HBO had a show called First and 10 like back in the day. It was like a football type of drama show or some shit.
Yeah, man. So, no album from Top Dog, just an announcement that Isaiah Rashad's dropping an album.
That's it.
Wow. Wow. So, all that hype for nothing.
For Isaiah Rashad, wow.
For a single
A single of that, not even an album.
called Lay With Ya.
Wow.
You know what? Let me get out of Twitter because I'm getting more angry. Let me just wait for the J. Cole album to come out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm disappointed, but anyway.
Yeah.
let me save that for after the review. Track number four. What's your fantasy featuring Shauna? So this, I'm gonna be real with you. This is really one of my all-time favorite hip hop songs ever,
Right.
and I love a good sex track. I
Yeah.
love a good sex track, but the thing that really sets this track apart from like songs like let's just say Juvenile, Back That Ass Up, which good song,
Good
very
song.
good song.
Hmm.
But Ludacris was more lyrical.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's what really grabbed a lot of people's attention because when rappers make sex songs, it just be like take off, take them off, take them off. They just like to
Hmm.
repeat the same thing over and over again. Say some corny shit, have an R&B singer. Nah,
Right.
man, Ludacris
Like
definitely.
what he did, like what Luda did with Trey Songz on the Battle of the Sexes. He had that song with Trey. Was it Sex with You or something?
I never heard that album. I think I know what
Oh,
you're
you never
talking
heard
about.
that? Yeah, he dropped a single with Trey Songz, and it was like it was like a love one of them love songs, but he wasn't lyrical like on that joint like this one.
Yeah, and and that's one thing about Ludacris. I always felt like he never got his power. Like his sex tracks was always some top tier lyrical shit, man. And I'm gonna get into Shauna too, because
Hmm.
Shauna deserves some mention.
Right.
But I love the line where this nigga says, we can do it in the pouring rain, run the train when it's hot or when it's cold out. How about in the library, untold books, but you can't be too loud. You want to make a brother beg for it? Give me TLC because I'll be too proud. We can do it in the White House, try to make them turn the lights out, champagne with the camp. Like, come on. And then
Crazy.
that beat, like da 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 da. I
Hmm.
was just like, that beat was just so ill as fuck.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
Bangladesh. Oh my god.
Yes.
And then Shauna,
Hmm.
one of the greatest female rappers of that time. I'm gonna be real with you guys.
Hmm.
'Cause I know Shauna gets her flack sometimes too, but she had the best verse on this track. Like, I'm not. I'm wait, hold on. No, actually, she did a chorus. She did a chorus. Let me stop. That was the remix. I'm gonna say that for the remix and
Yeah.
shit. But yeah, man, this is definitely a very good track. I wish they would stop beefing and actually make some more music together. But
Right.
yeah, that's another story for a different day.
She was good on the chorus. She was good on the chorus for this song. And like Tim, it was great, a great bass line, a great beat, a raunchy track, and Luda's flow was like everything on this song. He's saying, I want to get you on the Georgia Dome on the 50-yard line while the Dirty Birds kick for three. And if you like it in the club, we can do it in the DJ booth or the back of the VIP. Like that flow, just his flow just fit that beat so perfect. And I think that's
Exactly.
what people remember, like for it to be like a real raunchy song, but you remember his flow and the way he was rhyming on this song, and it was perfect. You know what I'm saying? And like the video was dope. He had like the hot woman in the video, and it was great. Like it showed his personality. You know what I'm saying? And who he was as a person and an artist, and the type of music he was bringing to the game. So yeah, I think it's a classic song.
Yeah, man. Very, 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 very dope song in my opinion. They're gonna get into one of the funniest skits. I mean, the skits on this whole fucking album was on some funny shit too. Come on
Mm-hmm.
over.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much there are these girls that want to come on over, have a good time and shit like that with like Luda and his boys and stuff like that. And Luda's describing like this house, oh, we live in the mansion, nice hills, nice driveway. But it's a twist. He's like, oh, that's the house right next to it. We live in this raggedy old house. You got to come in through the windows and shit because the door fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to say that shit all smooth and shit. And that was what really got to me. Mm.
Yeah, that was hilarious. So I don't think I ever had to tell a chick to come on over and go through the window, man. That is so ghetto, and you know, I thought that was funny, man. Like again, I was like Ludacris showing his comedic side, and just like how Redman used to do on his skits for his albums, and showing the comedic side, and I thought it was funny.
Yeah, very, very, very funny skit. and then we're gonna get into the hood stuff track. Very dope track. Ludacris actually made the beat off that track too. What I got from that track was just people saying how, pretty much, you die by the hood, your loyalty to the hood and shit, like he's just gonna be this hood nigga, and that's how Ludacris is. He's not
Right.
gonna fake it for anybody. That's pretty much what I got from this track. I felt like it was a pretty good track. Um, yeah, man, definitely love this track.
Yeah, it was dope. I like the beat and Luda saying, "Diaper rash still on my ass, and I'm feeling for cash. I almost signed with Puff Puff, but I think I'll pass." So he
Right.
took his shots at Puff Daddy, and he was smart though. Don't sign with Puff. So
Yeah, I forgot to mention that in the beginning that I think he even talked about the story years ago because I feel like
mm,
Puff just thought he was just too southern for the label, but he ended up signing 8 Ball and MJG or some shit.
right,
But
and that wasn't a good album, and he ended up being what he signed Boys in the Hood.
right,
I actually have that Boys in the Hood album, the first one at least, and
I
yeah,
always see that vinyl in the store. I never bought it to this day.
it's pretty. It's okay. It's not a classic. There's some joints on it that was dope, and I like Jody Breeze. I think Jody. I mean, everybody talked about Jeezy, but Jody Breeze was underrated from that crew. But um, that's just Puff, trying to have his hands in everything at that time. So that's what he was doing. He signed Young Jock, and when he came out, people used to say he was like the Southern version of Mace, and I never saw that. And that was just Puff trying to just be still relevant. So
Come to think of it, I never actually seen them actually do no music or actually been around one another. Come to think
who's
of
that?
it, Ludacris and Puff.
Yeah, I don't
Interesting.
think he did anything with him. I
Interesting.
don't I don't think he did anything with him.
Because I
And he
know
was
even
smart. He was
yeah,
smart because Puff. People at that time, people already knew like Puffy wasn't paying his artists, and you had this much trouble with the locks to get off a Bad Boy and 112 and all this. So you know, just think about the. I remember there was a bad, but there was an old Bad Boy website way back that I used to be on, and like they had like one section where like they had like all the artists that was supposed to be signed to Bad Boy and turned them down, and they had DMX on there and Missy Elliott and Cameron. I'm like, all of these artists were smart not to sign with Bad Boy.
DMX said that Puffy said, what should I do with a chihuahua or some shit like that.
Right? See, he didn't know how to. DMX and Bad Boy that wouldn't have lasted. He wouldn't have had the music. The music that he have out now wouldn't have been on Bad Boy. So they were
He would
smart
have been
not to. Missy was smart not to sign with him.
like no shade. He would have been blackballed. I hate to say
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. Cameron, all of them were smart not to sign because they all still relevant, and you see what Bad Boy have right now. So
And mind you, before I go to the next one, let's just put this reminder. Cam was Big's dude at that time.
right, right,
Niggas forget that. Big was
right,
about to put Cam on. I think like the commission.
right.
But Big died and shit
They,
too. So
and remember Dame kept saying that after life after death, Big was gonna sign with Rockefeller. So
they
you know
no. I heard
you don't
different.
believe that?
That Big was gonna drop one more album, and then he was gonna tie it and put all of his attention on Junior Mafia.
I heard
He,
that
he,
too. I heard that
he
too.
I even heard he was gonna be in Cash Money. I don't believe all that
Oh
shit.
wow, Cash Money. Wow, I don't
I
see
don't.
that.
I don't
Big
believe
or
all.
Cash Money? Wow.
Because at that, even at that time too, mind you, Life After This came out in '97.
Mm,
Rockefeller back in '97, it didn't really become its own maybe till like '98, '99 and shit.
right, right.
So Dame, nah, you reaching, man.
Dame full of shit.
God, y'all, like niggas like Dame and MC Search, they always try to like. I don't know. It's like when they tell stories, I be side eyeing them motherfuckers. That's all I gotta
Hmm.
say. Because
Yeah,
and I have nothing against MC Search too, but
right.
there's certain times when people have called him out on this
Hmm.
bullshit, and
Right.
Pete Nice was one of them. Look it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, shit, man, I haven't even had this much Henny yet, man. I'm already amped up. Yeah, but we already said our thoughts about hood stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're gonna get into "Get Off Me" featuring Pastor Troy. Ironically, Jermaine Dupri produced this track, and y'all know how I feel about Dupri and shit. So um, this was actually not a bad beat. I'm not gonna
Mm.
lie. It's not really one of my favorites of this album, but my least favorite is gonna surprise you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh boy, it's probably something I like.
I
So
feel like you like this song, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
I Get Off Me was dope. I've always loved Jermaine Dupri's production. I think it was more Pastor Troy than Luda though. Like it felt more like a Pastor Troy song than a Ludacris song. So this is like a song where the guest feature was actually the star of the song compared to Luda. You know,
Yeah, man. And like I said, I've never really been a Pastor Troy fan, so I don't really know.
right?
I mean, I don't know the Southern rapper, like the pastor gimmick. I don't
Mm,
know. I think David Banner even trying to do that preacher
mm,
kind of gimmicky. I can't stand that. I'm sorry.
right.
Like,
Yeah, I
oh
wasn't big on Pastor Troy. But I mean, to me, for this song, I think he stole the show.
shoot, yeah. I mean, he did his thing. I ain't gonna lie, he did
Yeah,
his thing. But yeah, don't expect like a review anytime soon. That's all I gotta say. But
yeah. Sam would want like the whole discography.
chill. Track number 8. Yo, this track right here, Mouthing Off featuring Four Eyes. Oh, one of the most underrated Ludacris songs ever. Is picture Dougie Fresh and Ricky D mixed with Redman,
right.
like Doc's the name Redman.
Hmm.
Um, Very dope track in my opinion. I don't know too much about Four Eyes, but he did his thing on this one too. It's pretty much like a beatboxing kind of track where they're just both like going back and forth and whatnot. Ludacris, man, I love the line when he says, "They call me Seymour Butts because I get more ass than most. They say I'm next and got that butter love and get too close." Tri's favorite R&B group.
Oh Lord.
Fall the leader, cause I'm meaner than Abdullah Oblagata. My
Oh
tribe's on
Lord.
more quest than Midnight Mirage. Like the double entendres, man. Like
Yeah.
Jesus. And niggas say Ludacris is not lyrical. It kills me
Well,
when niggas say Luda is not
who's
lyrical.
saying that though? Who's saying that?
Man,
'Cause I've never
they
heard
say
that.
like
So who's saying that?
niggas. I swear, back when I was on YouTube and shit like that, like back in the niggas used to like use this every southern rapper, and he used to annoy me like, but back in the day, niggas would say, "Oh, every southern rapper is trash," but Luda, he was literally him and Mystical
Hmm.
alone, best lyrical southern cats at that time. I would even throw in Juvie there too.
I think Rick Ross' pen is nice, and people sleep on Rick Ross.
Rick is nice too.
You know what I'm saying? But my only problem with Rick is I felt like at times he was trying to be like big. I'm like, you're not big. Big is in a class by itself. You will never be big. But
I blame
they
it on Puff.
sleep on his pen though, huh?
I blame that mostly on Puff.
Yeah, I was about to say because Puff had a hand in that too. I'm like, he's not big. You can't try to promote this dude like he's like some down south version of Biggie Smalls. You know what I'm saying? But
Look what happened to Gorilla.
Biggie wasn't no CO, so you know what I mean. He was totally against that. You know what I mean? But I think Ross's pen is nice, and people don't really mention his name when it comes to bars.
Right.
But I don't know who Four Eyes is, but Four Eyes to me again, I think he stole the show from Luda on this track.
Mm.
It was like it was sounding like a freestyle cipher,
Yes.
and we've heard songs like that before, like on Chi Ali first, well his only album. I'm about to say his first album, his only album, his only album. I forgot. He had that song was like Chi Ali against Milkshake or some shit like that, Vanilla
Yeah.
Milkshake or something, and that was
Yeah.
like a freestyle battle too. So we've heard stuff like that on like albums before, and this one was dope. And Four Eyes said, I kill villains in slow mo for talking crazy in my dojo. Got nothing to lose like I'm a box called hobo. When I get Ludacris with bridges on the promo, niggas want to clown I'm homie and bozo. And then Ludacris says, I make niggas eat dirt and fart dust. They give you an $80 gift certificate to pussies or us. So I thought I was like some dope lines. This was a dope track, acapella type of track. I want to say Luda was like beatboxing like all of the like the sounds and shit.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
God damn it. Fucking lighter went out. Shit. Okay. Then we're gonna my least favorite track, "Stick 'Em Up,"
Okay.
featuring UGK. This was a track I really wanted to like because I fuck with UGK. But it's the beat. Beat to me, I did not like the beat. I
Right.
feel like the beat kind of drug the song down. I mean, Pimp C, Bun B, everyone did their thing. It was just that fucking beat I didn't like.
I thought it was a dope collab. It was the beat could have been better. I thought it was cool. And you know
You like?
uh DJ Tim said Pimp C killed it. You know what I mean? And Luda to me had a dope verse. He said, it's mighty strange how your peephole is my fucking gauge. Catch you in concert and then wipe you off the fucking stage. I feel a ghetto rage. Let's turn a ghetto page. My bitch will stick you with ghetto metal stiletto things. I thought that was fire. Great to see Luda collaborating with UGK. Rest in peace to Pimp C. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We definitely got to do some UGK soon. I need to get a
yeah,
few of the albums too.
same.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going album shopping later on today. Man. I cannot wait. Oof.
Where's BJ talking about albums? I ain't seen him here.
Yeah, I'm surprised BJ's not up here, man.
Yeah,
Shit.
maybe he's working.
Yeah, I got to remind him for Sunday too.
Yeah,
All right. Then we're gonna get into the whole. I'm not gonna talk about whole in general because the whole skit is
hmm
just pretty much this girl's calling Ludacris and shit. Not really that much to talk about with that one.
right.
But
Basically,
with whole pretty controversial song in this day and age. Whole cancel culture and whatnot, and definitely a very cool song and stuff like that. But the way he's talking about whole in this track
there
is
he is.
because
BJ,
you
we
said
just
what?
talked about you. We just
Wow,
mentioned him.
wow, the devil. Um, what's up, Bo? And the way he talks about hoe in this song, he's not talking about a woman or degrading women.
Mhm.
It's pretty much he just saying how people just hoeing for attention, and he even calls himself a hoe in this track too. And it's just like a way he just plays with words and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
reminds me of the track by Ice T called
Mhm.
"Bitches 2" off
Right.
the OG original Gangsta album, classic
Mhm.
album, in my opinion,
Right.
where he's pretty much like saying how not all females are quote unquote bitches, but sometimes male does some bitch shit too. And the
Right.
way he's talking about bitch is how niggas be doing some like scandalous shit, pretty much.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much what I got in that vein. So yeah, very
Right.
cool.
Yeah, I love this song and the whole like chant and reply. Use a hoe, hoe, use a
Oh,
hoe. Like when he performs that live, like it's so dope. Like to hear the crowd do that with him. And he said, "Oh come on, player, once a hoe always, and hoes never close. They open like hallways." Thought it was dope. The video, I don't like the video. The video had
me
that
neither.
cheesy that 3D animation to it. Back
Yeah,
then they were doing that like with like the Ninja Turtles cartoon series, and there was like I think G Unit did that with like a lot of their videos.
piggy bank.
Yeah, Piggy Bank. I want to say My Buddy video from the Beg for Mercy album was like that too. I didn't like that animation style, but yeah, the track is dope. I always like the track.
Yeah, I've always fuck with the track too.
Yeah.
Next track. The next track we're going to talk about is "Tickets Sold Out," which is a skit.
Mhm.
Again, another funny skit where it's like this DJ is promoting like this dope ass concert, but he's like, "Oh, we're gonna come here, but wait, we're sold out. You're gonna come
Mhm.
there. Oh, wait, the second show is sold out too." And so it's just pretty much all he's just pretty much making fun of all the motherfuckers not buying the tickets and shit. Funny shit, you
Nah,
know.
we was talking about when Reg was talking about he's going record shopping tomorrow. I'm like, where's BJ with? I know you love record shopping. You don't miss a record shopping conversation at all. That's what we was talking about.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't care for this skit. It was alright. I didn't really care for it though.
yeah. Respect, respect. And then we're gonna get into Catch Up, featuring I2O and Faith Wilson. Um, to me, this was pretty much Ludacris's version of Ice Out. I was about to say Ice Cube, but Outkast's "Get Up, Get Out, and Get Something."
Hmm.
It pretty much has like the same vein. How niggas who be drinking and smoking too much and shit like that. All that shit will catch up to them and shit. Cause he's pretty much saying like it's okay to smoke, you just can't do it 24/7 and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, that's I think like for people that love to smoke and drink, that's they probably not gonna want to hear that song. So you
Mm.
know, it was cool.
I mean, it's not as preachy as the Outcast song. I'm not
Right.
gonna lie, because I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I do love that track, but I do admit it do went on a bit too long though. I was like, okay, but
Right.
yeah,
The Outcast song was more like motivation.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. It's not preachy in a bad way because there's
right.
been bad preachy rap songs
Right.
in the past, like
Right.
MC Shan. He had this one joint, like where Karis One made fun of him on the bridges on the South Bronx song, like the rhymes you said on MCA were whack. It's that
Hmm.
line. He had
Right.
this one song from there. I forgot. I think it was called "Feed the World" or some shit. Oh my god, that was bad.
Hmm.
And you know how I feel about Shan too. So
Right. Informer. Yeah.
die. Oh man. But yeah,
Yeah.
track number 14, Southern Hospitality featuring Pharrell. In my opinion, my favorite track off this album. A Ludacris song where he's just really going in on the mic, and this is like one of the newer tracks off Back for the First Time. And yeah, man, Neptune, that early
Yes.
Neptune's kind of sound and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And y'all know how I feel about Neptunes too. Not like the biggest diehard fan of them and shit like that. But when they do some heat, they do some heat. And when
Yes.
Pharrell's not singing, he's not singing like shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But yeah, man, definitely a very iconic song in my opinion. Just Ludacris doing his thing. Just talking about Southern lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like again, this kind of reminds me a little bit of Ice Cube Steady Mobbing. A little bit,
Mm.
my opinion. I love the line where he says, "Dirty South girls, give me dirty South head, hand me down flip flops, hand me down socks, hand me down drug dealers, hand me down Vox, hand me down the 50 pack Swisher Sweets box." Like he just went in on this fucking joint
Yep.
right here. Like this was definitely one of my all time favorite tracks off the album. Actually, my favorite track, excuse me, and one of my favorite Ludacris tracks. Period. Like entertaining as hell.
Yep. Yeah, definitely a classic song, and I love the video, like the video where he's like on the flatbed truck and he's like throwing them bows with his peoples and rocking the Atlanta Hawks starter jacket, and he got like the face mask and shit. Who knew we need a face mask now? You know what I'm saying? He was rocking that shit back then, and I love the Neptunes, and they were like in a bag on this joint, and I love his flow. Pretty ass toes, pretty ass clothes. Oh, how I love these pretty ass hoes. I love that the whole flow that he had for like his whole cadence on that song was great, and when I saw him on the Outcast tour, like he saved this for last. I think the song that just came out when we went to see him at the Garden, and like they were waiting for him to perform that joint, man. It was crazy. I love it.
Yeah, definitely love this track right here. Um, Now we're gonna get into the "What's Your Fantasy" remix. Oh my god. Trina, Shauna, and Foxy Brown. Lord have mercy. If those three was not a rap group, I swear. Um, yeah, man. I forgot how raunchy this remix was. I And y'all motherfuckers talk about WAP. Y'all motherfuckers talk about WAP and shit. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Like, get the fuck out.
Rap is pretty raunchy though. Cardi B say some raunchy shit on that.
Man, Cardi B didn't say anything I didn't hear before, man. And you know me, I've heard some
Mm. Yeah,
raunchy shit before. Trust
right.
me. But yeah, man. This track right here was definitely a very dope remix. I mean,
Mm.
Shauna, man. Shauna. This chick right here, man. Like, oh my fucking god. Like, she said, I want a nigga that'll grab the weave and turn my eyes Chinese. That line is so wrong for this day and age.
She couldn't say that now in this
They
day and
say that
age.
this day and age, yo.
She could not say that now. Nope. Because the Asian community would have a fit.
Woo! That's fine. I said coronavirus made the Asian community stand
Yep.
up. They're
It's
like, we
bad
ain't
enough they're getting beat up. You know what I'm saying? And they
gonna
don't
fight.
need that. They don't need that.
Okay, anyway. She said, I want a nigga that'll grab the weave and turn my eyes Chinese. Tell me, baby, can you handle me? I wanna I feel weird just reading this shit, but fuck it. I wanna do it all in your mouth.
Mm.
I'm not gonna read that line, okay. Make it bounce till you pass out, or we can cut up in the grass and give the neighbors a flash. Can you tell me who the bad motherfucker now? Said I want to take a nigga back to the crib. Pause. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. Yeah, okay, I read a bit too much on that one. Shit.
Ah,
But yeah, she
man.
definitely had the best. I love the way she was flowing in that one. Then Foxy,
Mhm.
Foxy.
Mm.
The fucking Brooklyn's Don Diva about this bitch.
Yes. China doll.
Yes, Miss China Doll herself. Oh, she definitely did a thing on this one too. Like Trina was cool. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna lie, Trina was cool, but to me, Shauna and Foxy ate it.
Right.
Like, yeah. Whew.
It was great. It was great to see those three do a collab, Foxy and Trina and Shauna. They're definitely a dope remix, man. Like you should have a remix video for that.
They did.
All three of them. Oh, they did?
If I'm not mistaken, hold on, let me double check
I
because I
don't think I
think
seen
Rap Genius has a clip. Oh no, it's not. It's not a
it.
remix.
Oh,
Uh,
that would have been dope, and yeah, that was great. That was a great way like to put the remix actually on the album and not make people go out and buy a CD single for it. So
yeah, man. I love when Adobe mixes on an album and shit, man. I
yeah,
love it, man,
save us the money.
for real. And the last track off this album is Fat Rabbit, produced by Timbaland. Yeah, this is on like the Timbaland like compilation
Yeah.
we mentioned.
Hmm.
This was a pretty good song. This was again like one of those newer, like the last three tracks, were like one of the newer tracks
Right.
and whatnot. Pretty solid. Personally, I would have ended off with either Southern Hospitality or the remix, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world, so I can't have that wish.
Yeah. It was good. That's one of the songs that I did like from that Timbaland album, man. I had my issues with that Timbaland album too. The sequencing was off, but that's one of the solid tracks that I liked on that album.
All right. Listen, I'm watching Drake and Josh, man. So, but yeah, overall, you know what? This album is, dare I say, a hip hop classic in my
Mm.
personal opinion. Oh my god, I forgot this album aged so fucking good, so fucking well compared to a lot of his other contemporaries. Like, definitely put Atlanta. I mean, I'm not gonna say put Atlanta in the map, but it definitely forwarded Atlanta to the next decade and whatnot. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of Disturbing the Peace albums and shit like that. I just realized that. So, yeah, definitely expect a lot more
Hmm.
Disturbing the Peace reviews
Same.
soon.
I have the Disturbing in Peace. Remember that group album they dropped? I haven't heard it though. I have it though.
I got that
I
shit
have not
too.
heard it yet. I have not heard it. It's like collecting dust right now, but at some point I will listen to that. But yeah, I thought it's a good album, a dope introduction to Def Jam, and he picked the right singles. What's Your Fantasy and Southern Hospitality and Whole, and it's a definitely solid album.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna give this. There, I'm fucking. I'm gonna give it a 5 mics, man. I feel like this is deserving of 5 mics. I feel like people need to stop giving Ludacris shit just because he's a Southern rapper. You know,
Right.
this is a very dope album. I feel like he definitely can carry the tradition of a lot of East Coast rappers and stuff like that. Not just East Coast, but he was just influenced by a lot of motherfuckers on his album and shit like that too.
Right.
So yeah, man, I definitely fuck with this album. Definitely
B
gonna do word
B
of mouth very
yeah,
soon. But
definitely.
not now. So
BJ said, I know I can by Nas is preachy. I love that song. Is that a preachy song to you? I know I can.
nah, because
I felt like Nas was like dropping historical gems in that song.
he
Like
was.
if you look at the video and he like that's a great way to teach the youth about like history and shit. I wish they had did that back in my day instead of like sitting through boring history class. But you know that I know I can. That's one of my favorites on Godson.
Yeah, man, definitely one of my favorites on Godson too. And I feel like Nas never really been preachy like that. In my opinion,
Right.
I just like his cadence mix up for his shit. So
See,
yeah,
like Sam said, X Clan was to him was preachy.
yeah, they had their preachy moments. Dare I say, KRS One had his preachy moments too, and I love KRS One.
Right.
Um, who else? Yeah, there were a lot of rappers.
Oh, he's the cousin of Richard Pryor. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just found that out today too.
I know Monica. I know him and Monica's related. So is Monica and Richard Pryor related, or is that like on his father's side of the family or something?
I'm not too sure about that,
Cause
man.
Monica and him are cousins. I know that. I don't know the bloodline with him and Lala, cause Lala's Puerto Rican. So how was Ludacris related to Lala?
Well, Ludacris is mixed with a lot of shit too.
Oh, she
So
and isn't like her brother Petey Crack?
I believe so. I'm not too
Her
sure.
brother is her brother or her half brother is Petey Crack from State Property. So I don't know if Luda's related to Petey Crack either. So it's a weird like bloodline going on. Wow, maybe that's where he got his comedy from Richard Pryor. That makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Wow. What's your favorite songs from Bad Brains?
Hmm.
You're really on this whole Bad Brains trend. I haven't listened to
Right,
one album from them. From not
wait,
one album yet. You already talk about Bad Brains discography.
wait, yeah, man. Eye Against Eye is one of them. Um, Band in DC. I actually have to re-listen to the albums to be real with you because I haven't heard a lot of this shit in years though. But I know those ones I mentioned. I hear those heavily.
Book of Rhymes is dope. I love that song where he's like you get him like tearing up the paper after you do the verses. That's a dope song.
Yeah, he threw shots at Rascass on that song too.
That would have been interesting. Rascast against Nas.
I was thinking about doing the discography breakdown on Rascass one day.
That needs to happen. He's underrated.
Yeah,
Let's salute this man before he's no longer here.
I'm this close to getting Soul on Ice though.
I
Very
have no
close.
Rascast albums. I need some Rascast albums.
Yeah, man.
Eric, if you watching, I need some Rascast albums. I have
Shit, good.
none. I don't have Soul on Ice. I don't have Assassination. None of this stuff.
Yeah, man. His first two albums to me were my favorites and shit like that.
Yeah,
Everything
same.
after kind of hit or miss.
Did you ever
But he,
did you ever hear the Golden Child album?
yeah, man. That
Yeah.
should have been released.
Yes. And
Should
Van
have been
Gogh.
released.
Van Gogh was dope too.
Like if Golden Shower was released, that might have been better than Soul on
Yeah.
Ice. Might have been better.
I
But
remember them. From Master Flex was playing like the singles from that joint, and it never got released. The album
the thing that pissed me off about Soul on Ice was the Diamond D remix. That should have been on the
on the
album. That
album. Yes, I agree.
nigga
Yep.
said you got me Robin Banks like Steady B. Woo!
hmm
Y'all niggas don't know who Steady B is. Look him up.
Speaking of Monica, Miss Thing or Boy Is Mine. Oh wow,
Mister.
I love both of those albums, man.
Ooh, speaking of
Damn,
Monica.
Miss Thing was great. We did a great review on that. That's definitely a classic. Boy Is Mine is a classic. What's my favorite rock band game? Shit, that's a good one too. I love both of the first and the second one were good. The Beatles edition was good. If you're a fan of the Beatles, that edition was good.
They need to make a.
Uh, huh?
I'm surprised. I said I'm surprised. Like they didn't make a Rolling Stones rock band or some shit. Of
They couldn't make everybody wanted them to do like a different ones. They couldn't make everybody though.
course, the Beatles
They
got special.
they picked the Beatles. I think they did a Prince one. They did a Prince edition, and yeah, the first one was great. Like first one was great. I gotta actually look. I can't remember all the songs from the first one, but yeah, like shit. They had some joints on it. Bon Jovi, Wanted Dead or Alive. That's one of my favorites.
I love that.
Um, Metallica and the Sandman, Nirvana
Ooh,
in Bloom,
ooh,
Radiohead Creep, classic joint.
yeah,
REM Orange Crush. The Ramones. We were talking about the Ramones earlier. They got Blitzkrieg Bop.
overrated.
They had some joints on it. They had some, I got the first and the second one for Xbox 360. But yeah, they had some joints on here. They had a whole bunch of other stuff on. Queens, the Police is on here.
Yeah,
Soundgarden, yeah. Black Hole Sun. That's one of my favorite Soundgarden songs. You know, I spent like hours learning to play those songs on the drums and on the guitar. I think on the guitar was easier because I took guitar lessons. The drums is harder, like to get like to be in toe with the beat and then like to on the cymbals and all that. But yeah, I spent many days playing those games. It opened up my taste to like a lot of those other rock bands. So,
I feel you. Shit.
are you a fan
Music.
of REM or no?
Nah.
No, you're not a fan of REM. I got into REM. I think like yeah, when I was playing the game and learning to play Orange Crush and I went back to this. I mean, cause I used to always see their videos. I used to think they were overrated actually. Cause I used to like always see
Oh,
the wait, you remember that year that the year that Losing My Religion came out and they won all those VMAs for that song. I used to see that video every fucking hour on MTV. I'm like, yo, this song is not the greatest song ever to come out. And then like like many years later, I went back and I heard the Monster album and I heard the was it Losing Time album? I forgot the name of the joint. Out of Time album and they good. It was good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an REM fan now, but back then I used to think that they were overrated.
I still think they're overrated.
You still think
I mean, low key, I may hear one or two of the albums just re-listen to, but when I first heard them, they never really did anything for me. It was just that alternative rock thing, like the Nirvanas and the Red Hot Chili Peppers
right?
and so on and so on
See,
and
like
shit.
part
Like,
two, I got part two also. Part two had like Beastie Boys. So what you want? That's always been one of my favorites from Check Your Head. You had AC/DC Let There Be Rock. You had the
ooh,
Allman Brothers Ramblin' Man classic song.
oh,
Um, what else? What else was on here? Nirvana Drain You. Pearl Jam Alive classic song from the 10 album. Love that album. Um, Smashing Pumpkins Today. I think Prince did a rendition of that song today.
if I'm not mistaken, he did.
Yeah, that's a dope ass song. And I went back and I listened to like a couple of their albums. Siamese Dream classic album from them. Um, you had Linkin Park, one of my favorite groups on here with One Step Closer. So yeah, part two was great too, Sam. Like I don't know, like it's apples and oranges. Like you can't go wrong with all of the game.
Yo, Sam, I'm gonna be real with you. I've never been a Judas Priest fan.
Yeah, I never been into Judas
They
Priest.
overrated.
I know of
As
them, but I never been into their stuff like that.
the fact that niggas say that they invented heavy metal, I'm like, really? What? Hell no. Heavy metal was around with Black Sabbath and shit. They were hell the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Yeah, Painkiller. Painkiller was dope. I like that song.
Who did that song, Painkiller?
Um, I want to say who did a Painkiller. I forgot the group, yo. Was it Black Sabbath that did that? No, it wasn't Black. Was it Black Sabbath?
Rock groups
I don't
always
think it was
make.
Black Sabbath. A Psycho Killer. That's one of my favorites too from Talking
Ooh,
Heads.
Talking
Psycho
Heads.
Killer. They played Psycho. Painkiller was Judas Priest. Psycho Killer. They played that in a lot of like movie. A lot of like
Yep.
movie trailers I've seen. They played Psycho Killer. That's one of my favorites. Like just playing that song I'm not familiar with Talking Heads discography, but I love that song that they got.
Yeah, believe it or not, that song was the inspiration for Ice for Body Count's Cop Killer.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's dope.
But yeah, I love Talking Heads, man. That's like
Um,
top 10 right there, man. Oof.
Hector said, "Did y'all hear the Hitman Hitmatic verses? Hitman from that was down with Dre? That Hitman? Who's Hitman? Carmen and Hip Hopper will turn 20 on Saturday. I didn't like that movie.
It's been years since I've seen that.
I saw that shit once and I didn't care to watch it after that. Oh, that Hitman, the one that's down with that was on Chronic 2001. I didn't know he was still around.
So I had an idea.
Uh huh.
So I saw an interesting YouTube comment when I was re-listening to the Jill Jones album,
Uh huh.
and they said, "Why did Prince waste his time on Carmen Electra when he could focus on Jill Jones?"
I used to say the same thing.
So I might just actually listen to that Carmen Electra
Oh
album. I
my
might
god. Oh my
challenge
god. That's a
myself.
trash review. That have to be a trash review.
Of course.
Cause Carmen Electra to me could not sing. She couldn't act. I think she was just like a Hollywood personality that she married like famous people. Like she married dude from I forgot the dude name from that group. She married Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
she got big off for like being a personality. I'm like, what talent did she have? She hosted a lot of like shows and shit.
Yeah, man. But at the same time, I'm just for Prince, for my Prince speculation, I'm just like, let me see this shit right quick.
Yeah, she
But
she married Be Real, but it's another the
she
dude from
married
Jane's Addiction, huh?
she married Be Real?
Yeah, she married Be Real for like a couple. I remember when that happened. That was like a couple years. Like they were married.
Ugh.
The dude from Jane's Addiction, like the guitarist dude, I forgot his name.
Dave
Um,
Navarro.
Dave Navarro. Yeah, she married that nigga, that nut. You know.
She
Um,
just love them niggas.
that's basically what like she and Pam Anderson. It was like that's what they were going after. Brett Michaels, uh, Tommy Lee. That's who they were going after. They were going after the rock stars.
Should I play
Yeah, I completely forgot about Be Real. I remember when they had got married.
should I play the 64 or the Wii tonight? Or the
What you playing
PS
on the Wii?
Def Jam 5 from New York?
On the Wii? Oh, I never
Yeah.
played that on the Wii. I thought you don't have the Michael Jackson game,
I mean, I do, but I don't have that much room in my room to be doing all
bro.
that
That shit
dancing.
is yo. That you played it already, right? That shit is hard.
Man, I played that shit. Hell yeah.
I played that shit when that first came out, and I went to a chick house and she had it, and I played at her crib, and yo, that shit on easy level, that shit is hard. I'm like, yo, props to Michael because I could never do none of the dances he was doing. All those thriller moves in the video and the moonwalking, I could never do that shit. I would break an ankle just trying to do the moonwalk, yo. I could never do that. Which one is that?
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, classic.
Yeah,
I didn't
man.
play part three. Was it good?
Yeah, I'm about to beat the game soon and shit, man. Oof.
Yeah. What kind of secret what kind of cameos they got in? Because they always put like their Disney characters in those games.
They got fucking Monsters Inc. They got Toy
Oh
Story.
God. Are you serious? I think that's why I couldn't play those games, yo.
They got fucking.
It's not like playing Super Mario. Like you're gonna get cool characters
Oh,
in Mario games, man.
oh, okay. Let's stop right there. First, Kingdom Hearts. See, a lot of niggas always say it's a kiddie game, but Kingdom Hearts is a deep game. Dead
That's a
ass.
deep game for Disney. This is
it's
Disney we
not.
talking about. There's
It's
nothing dark about.
Square.
What's
It's
the
Square.
darkest shit they got? What they got?
It's Square and Disney.
Cruella.
It's Square Inks, and it's mostly Square Inks. It's a deep game of
They
friendship and memories and
they
shit
got
like that.
Cruella in the game.
Who?
Cruella,
No,
Dalmatian chick.
they never
Oh,
had.
what about Maleficent? They got that's like the darkest shit they got is Maleficent.
Yeah, she's the main villain in the Kingdom Hearts game. She
Right,
always.
yeah, because she was that dark character from what was it, Sleeping Beauty or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the darkest shit they got in Disney. Like even the
They
Star Wars shit is not dark enough for them.
I mean, I got all the Kingdom Hearts games and shit.
You got all the games. I've only played one. I've never played 2 and 3. I've only played one. I never even finished one. I think it was the demo I had for it. But I'm like, and people go crazy for these games. I'm like, what is the? Maybe I don't get it. What is the it factor about Kingdom Hearts? Because I don't know. I never was heavy into Kingdom Hearts. Like, see, my games is always like Gears of War and Mass Effect and Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the games I still play. Halo, the whole I got the whole Halo set, the Master Chief collection. There's still Halo games I haven't even played yet in that collection. There's so many. So like I was always into like the RPG games and shit, like the shoot first person shooter games. You know what I'm saying? So Kingdom Hearts is like it ain't Mario though. You know what I'm saying? Like Super Mario got that beat.
Mario, Mario is different.
Super
I,
Mario Tomb Raider. I played the first Tomb Raider for PlayStation. That was good. I love the Tomb Raider games, Laura Croft. You know what I'm saying? But it's not Mario. Mario to me is like without Mario, it's like you don't got those. You don't got Kingdom Hearts. You don't got Kingdom Hearts if it wasn't for Mario Brothers. You know what I'm
no
saying?
Mario.
That's like the best game for like to for a like character game. That's the best to me.
Oh, I know about my Mario though. Trust me, I know.
Zelda was dope. I wasn't big on Zelda either. Like I was more into like the Zelda cartoons,
Oh
but
God.
you didn't like the Zelda cartoons. I was mostly big into that. But Link to the Past was probably like the one I played on Nintendo back in the day because it had like the gold cartridge. I played that. That was dope. But I didn't play like I always used to hear about Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker. I never played those games. I wanted to play them, but I never got the GameCube to play them. So Doom and Quake. I played Doom. I never played Quake. And this not like old school Doom. I played like the one of the recent Dooms from like a couple years ago and shit. Doom was dark. I mean, compared to Kingdom Hearts, Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart, yo.
Mario Kart.
Um, you didn't like Mario Kart?
I love Mario Kart.
So Sam said, "What is your favorite Paramore songs?" Mine is
What?
Emergency and Crushing. My favorite Paramore songs was Only Exception and what's my other favorite song? I'm thinking about the Brand New Eyes album. Was it Brick by Brick? That was like one of my favorites. Uh, I like a lot of their stuff from like the old the like the latter albums and shit. Um, I'm forgetting the titles of them right now, yo. But yeah, I love Paramore. Paramore's like I want to actually discuss some Paramore stuff. I besides like the Brand New Eyes albums and shit.
I don't even know who Paramore is. I
You
mean,
don't like
I know.
Paramore? Haley Williams, the girl I was on airplanes with Bob. That's
Oh
the leader
God.
of Paramore, huh?
Oh, oh God.
Yeah. I don't. You're not really into like the alternative rock like I am. So,
I mean, I love it. I love alternative rock back in the '90s and '80s and
so
shit.
what would be like your favorite alternative rock bands of the '90s?
Um, Nirvana, Alice in Chains,
Okay.
um, Soundgarden, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah, we gotta do some Chili Peppers.
Yeah, it's mostly like the grunge bands.
Yeah,
I
I
would
love the
even
Chili
throw in
Peppers.
maybe Stone Temple Pilots.
Okay.
Yeah,
Street Ball versus Blitz.
Street Ball.
Uh, What's street ball?
Niggas playing basketball rough. That's what street
You mean
ball
like
is.
NBA? No, no, no. I know what street ball is. I mean like what game? You mean like NBA jams? NBA jams against like what? Like NBA? You mean like NBA street? You talking about? Or you talking about like NFL blitz? Because it was like NFL blitz is like the I didn't think they had NBA blitz. They had NFL. They had NBA street. I like NBA street for me was volume 2. I always loved volume 2. Cause it had my nigga I think Vince Carter was in that one, and AI was in that one. You know, NFL Blitz was dope. I played a lot of those, but I ain't like, you know what I'm saying. See, I'm so used to playing Madden. Is like when you play Blitz and there's no rules. It's like yo, it's like anything goes in that game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's good for like people that don't want to play Madden. You play NBA, you play NFL Blitz because it ain't got no rules in it. But when you play Madden, that's a whole different story. You know, NBA Jams, I played a lot of that. That was a classic arcade game.
Oh shit!
What happened?
Yo, I'm gonna get. Guess what game I'm about to get tonight?
What's that?
Vice City.
Oh wow, yeah,
What?
one of your favorites.
Oh.
Sonic Youth. Yeah, I listened to Sonic Youth. Dinosaur Jr. I wasn't really big on them like that. I just mentioned NFL Street, Ronnie. That's the game I was talking about. NFL Street was like NBA Street. It's like they didn't have no. They had like different things to get like power ups and shit. You know.
I'm gonna stay on for 10 more minutes.
But again, it's like if you didn't want to play like games with rules, you play NBA Street or NFL Street. Aaron, what's good? You remember NFL Street? You remember the one with Ricky Williams on the cover when he was playing with was it the Dolphins?
Yeah.
I think he did. Didn't he do like a Vlad interview recently?
Oh, but yeah, about him wearing a dress or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, why is this dude on there? Like, what is Vlad doing?
Making black men feel bad. He's like,
Yeah, a lot of Brooklyn control. Not for me though. My homeboy Brooklyn Nick. Y'all seen Brooklyn Nick on my channel. Brooklyn Nick would destroy his PS2 controllers every like week. He had to go back and get a new one. I'm like, I don't know how you do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had like PS controllers from day one that I took care of. I'm like, I never had to break my controller. I'm like, if I lose a game, there's always another one. You know how many times that when you play online and yo, it might be times when I might have lost a game by like a couple points. I'm not gonna break the controller though, cause I know I could come back and win. It'd be and they had to start like banning accounts on Xbox Live because like if like people would be losing and then they would like leave the game in the middle of the game and then like they would ban your account for that because
oh
it's
wow.
like poor sportsmanship. So yo, it'd be times when I'll be playing Madden against somebody online, and it'd be like 14-0 in the first quarter, and they would leave the game, and I wouldn't see them again. You know what I'm
That's
saying? So it's like yeah, it's like because it's like poor sportsmanship. So you know what I'm saying is I never had to break a controller for that, man. I never my homie always did that shit. I'm like you couldn't play online because if you
no.
playing against the system and you doing that, if you playing against somebody in Russia or somebody around the corner from you would they would ban your account because you would always be breaking your controller. You know what I'm saying? The WWE games I always play. I got a couple. I got a couple still. I always played like SmackDown versus Raw, like from the very first one in 2000. I played that, and each year it kept getting better. Here comes the pain and just bring it. You know what I'm saying? Like those are like my favorite ones when they started incorporating the blood in those games. Yeah, he got anger issues. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasted money like on years for different controllers, man.
Oh
You
my.
know, and
I
I
can't
don't know,
lie.
just
Once.
I never did that. Like I have a bad temper, but it never came out in the games though, cause I'll just be like so focused on on winning. So it's like I don't be like being down 10 points is nothing. I could come back from that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been down, like playing NBA 2K. I've been down like by 50 points and come back and win in overtime. So I'm not worried about coming back. It's like when you angry like that, it's like you start to mess up in the game, and it's like I gotta be focused. Because if I'm losing and I'm already like pissed off, it's like I
Yeah.
will put all of that frustration into coming back and winning. So
Yeah, nah, I don't get angry. I just get so intense sometimes. I just get like slaying the control and shit. Cause sometimes niggas be getting so fucking angry in the game, I just be laughing at that bullshit.
like yeah, it would just be like I'm like nah man, like I don't know, like these are like some of the ones I still got. NBA 2K15, 2K14. You know what I'm saying? So it's like man, I've been playing games forever, so it's like a loss is a loss. I don't get pissed off to the point where I gotta like break. And those Xbox controllers are expensive. Xbox One controllers are expensive. I ain't about to be breaking them and gotta pay like 70, $80 for another one. It ain't that serious, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Real
Sam
nigga.
said I would rather let Try beat me in sports games. Nah, I don't want you to let me beat you. I want you to put up your best effort against me. Cause that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not. I don't want nobody to. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna just go at full strength. I'm not taking no prisoners when I play. So I'm not gonna give it. I'm not gonna give you a easy time playing me. And you know what I'm saying. Anybody I play, I just be like, yo, I'm whatever team I'm using. That's what it is. I'll let you pick the team for me sometimes, and I'll beat you with that same team that you pick. That's even more of a challenge because like if you have like a favorite team, you already know that team. If you play somebody, you be like, yo, I'm gonna let you pick the team for me. So if my team that I use in Madden, if I love play like using, you know, like the Tampa Bay Bucks, cause Brady's the goat. If I use Brady, or if I use, this Pittsburgh Steelers, and I know their offense, and I let you pick the team. I might let you, if you pick the Raiders or something, I might not know the whole damn team, but I have to know people on offense at least. If they got like two, if the quarterback is good and the tight end or the receiver or the running back, I'm just gonna use them the whole damn game, and then I'll sprinkle in some plays for everybody else on offense. But I like using a balanced team where like at least for a Madden where the offense is high power, they got many weapons, and their defense is pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? So for NBA, same thing. Is like if they got like two stars and the defense is good, you know. I ain't never take it lightly on nobody I play. Like it's been times when I play people and they get mad and they don't want to play no more. But it's like, yo, if you gonna challenge me, you better bring your best A game.
They be like, nah,
You know
nigga,
what I'm
you
saying?
cheated.
Yeah, yeah. Or you know what I'm saying? Or they be like, you cheating, or they like leave
Like, don't
leave
play like
the
cheat.
they'll leave the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nope, I'm not. If you're gonna challenge me, then you better bring your best. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like I want a great matchup. If I'm using a championship team like the Lakers, don't come with me with no Sacramento Kings. And then you get mad when you get your ass beat by 30 points because you use that team. You know what I'm saying? If I use Green Bay Packers, with Aaron Rodgers right now, because I know he might be leaving. If I use Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, don't use a shitty team like the Jets, because if you get your ass beat 40-0, you use the Jets. So, and they can't score.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, that's like the whole fun of it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you play for money. Oh man, when you play for money, it's like you see your whole you like super focused now.
Right, that's what niggas want
Cause,
to be
'cause
focused.
I've played for like in Madden games. I've played for money. It's like you be super focused on every play, like on defense. You got like you really like gotta attend to like to detail when you play for money. Cause if you playing to do for like 40-50 bucks, it's like yo, you don't want to be asked out. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, man. And it's good to play against people, especially like your peoples, and then like those going through those wars with them, and even if you lose, like I've been through wars where I've lost at the buzzer, but those going through those wars is good because then you get you ready for like when you gotta play, when you gotta really play. So there be tension sometimes too. So there be times when like I've had like battles in 2K where like I'm playing somebody and dudes start talking shit to me, and it might almost come to like to blows. But I mean that's just in the heat of battle. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Especially like yeah, and we no, I don't want to say, no, I don't want to say that's life. It's just
life.
that we it's like if you're a competitor and I'm a competitor and we men, and that's gonna naturally happen. I don't think women go through shit like that. So it's just like the tension is gonna be there when it's a close game. But you like that? I like that competitiveness. When the game is on the line because you bring out your best gameplay. Like when it's a blowout game, it's like you get bored with. I mean, at least for me, I get bored if it's a blowout. But when the game is on the line in the fourth quarter, and it's like tied up 90-90, and you got like your stars is like on like I've been in games where like I've had like back when Kevin Durant was on OKC. I've been in like those battles where I'm using like Durant and Westbrook both got 40, game on the line, and I'm playing. My homeboy is using Portland, and he got like Dame got like fucking 50 points or some shit. Like those are like the best games. Those are like the best games, the game situations to be in when the game is on the line. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather be involved in games like that instead of like blowout games because I get bored.
I like
Even in
fighting.
huh
I like fighting in role playing games.
like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love Mortal Kombat. I was playing Mortal Kombat for a long time. Like the Mortal Kombat trilogy I had on PlayStation, and you remember Mortal Kombat when they had like the Mortal Kombat in DC against the DC universe.
classic.
Did not like you like that game? I did not care for the story though. I think the story was shit
Yeah, the story
because
was
it's
shit.
like the DC universe is a whole entity on its by itself, and then like when you combine that with the Mortal Kombat universe, it was just too much going on in that game. You know what I'm saying? Like the story was, I didn't like the story and how Superman and Batman and Justice League got to like fight the Mortal Kombat hero. I didn't care for that. Like the graphics was dope, but the storyline was just too much going on in that game. They could never make a movie with that actually playing out. Yeah, Call of Duty, man. I had some great Call of Duty games. World at War to me is underrated. One of my favorites. Modern Warfare, Black Ops. I got I got a couple Call of Duties for like Xbox 360, Xbox One. Call Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare. The Ghost joint. There's a couple of them I haven't played. I haven't played yet, but I love Call of Duty. It's a great game, great first person shooter.
All right, I'm about to end this off for the night.
What games did you hold up? Look, they asking some good questions here. What games did you beat 100%? I finished all of it. I mean, 99% of the games I played, I finished. You know what I'm saying? Like the one game that I never finished was Contra. I never finished Contra for Nintendo, but I've always wanted to finish that game. That shit was just
What year
mad
did that?
hard, huh?
What year did that Contra come out? I heard that one about.
Contra was 80. What was that? What was a Contra like 80, 88, 89? I think. Um,
Oh
I forgot. I
motherfucker!
had the first Contra. I never finished the Contra game, and it's crazy because other games I've played that I thought were hard wasn't hard, but this playing Contra was just crazy hard. I could never finish it. Cold War, I haven't played that one yet. I'm kind of behind in like a couple of those titles for on Call of Duty, but I'll get around to playing it at some point. I just been burnt out on Call of Duty because they release like every year now. They wasn't doing that before,
No
and it's
different.
only because of their popularity. Like I think like after Modern Warfare, that's when they really started to come
Yep.
out like year after year, and there's a couple of them that I missed, and I'm like, at some point I'll play them. I just been burnt out. 'Cause I played like since Modern Warfare, I've played most of them like every year. All the Black Ops. The one I didn't care for was Black Ops. I think it was the last one because the gameplay was off. I didn't like the storyline. The storyline was real. It was like a
Black
horror
Ops 2.
storyline. Huh?
Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 3. The
Oh,
the the storyline with the storyline it was like a mix of like Resident Evil, cause they had like soldiers coming back from the dead and shit. And it was like, this is not a Call of Duty game. It was like it was different. Like the storyline was different. The gameplay was, or at least for me when I played it on PlayStation. I played that one on with my cousin. I had a younger cousin that I was teaching to play games, and he had gotten the PlayStation. Was it? I think it was PlayStation 3 at the time for Christmas, and I played it on there. So I didn't play it on my system. I played it on PlayStation, but the gameplay was off. Right, like I had like a lot of trouble in the co-op version. Like the gameplay was off for me,
oh
and that's
hell
the
no.
only that's huh.
No, not you.
That's the only Call of Duty that gave me like it gave me a hard time with the gameplay, like in co-op mode for some reason. But maybe it was the system. I don't know. But um, some of them I haven't played. So, but at some point I'll play them. My Titans Punch Out was my favorite
Classic.
on the original NES. When you had to fight a Glass Joe and Piston Honda, Soto Popinski, um uh King Hippo, and that time, that was when they had that Captain and the Game Master Saturday morning cartoon. For anybody that remember that cartoon back in the day, and King Hippo was like on that cartoon, and at that time I couldn't I had got up to King Hippo and I didn't know how to beat him. And then somebody told me like you have to like aim for his stomach when he's not guarding it, and that's how I beat him because he had like the little band-aid on his stomach and shit. And yeah, that's a classic game. And getting up to Tyson, you have to watch out for that uppercut that he gave you. And I love that game. It's so many, yo. It's so we could be here forever talking about games, man. There's so many like games that I've played that were great. I finished games in like the Warriors game based on the movie. I finished that like in 6 hours. The same day I played it. I finished
Oh,
Halo 3 in 6 hours. The same day I played it. Um, what else? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the game that was on PlayStation 2, based on the movie. I finished that game in like a couple hours. Like some of them I finished like the same day I bought it. Left 4 Dead Part 1 for Xbox 360. I finished that like in 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So some games it took a little bit longer, like a couple days, because like I was like playing with like a friend. So like when we do co-op mode, it like you might be ready to go on to the next level, but they not. So it might take a couple more. It took like a couple days, but I finished like most of them. I finished completely. Like got all the prizes, everything. Army of Two, all that shit. So
I see you, man.
this shit, we gotta make like a whole game live stream because they asking us all these game questions.
That's what I'm saying, though.
And you a gamer too, so I'm surprised you haven't done that.
Yeah, man, I'm surprised too, cause like a lot of the games, I be like getting a mixture of the new game and the vintage games
Yeah,
too.
well, that's the best. Yeah, like the vintage, the retro is always gonna be great, and the new games and shit. I feel like the new games, it's not really nothing like I'm hyped to play. I feel like it's a lot of like the same shit. It's just like a different title, but it's like the same type of RPG game, first person shooter games coming out. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't really been hyped for like a new game in a while though.
Right.
Like I play. Have you played Destiny? You ever played Destiny?
Yeah, I played Destiny a few times before.
Yeah, like I have Destiny 2 on my Xbox One, but I haven't. I played a couple of levels, but I haven't finished the game. It's like it just remind me of like something I played before. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I've been here before. I played a game like this before. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the gaming industry is like is not nothing really out there that I want to play right now. You know what I mean?
I
we've
get what
played
you're saying.
everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, how many Call of Duties can you come out with? You know what I'm saying? How many Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat we were playing even before the movie came out. So it's like
How many
you
Mario
know
games?
Yeah, Mario. Even with Mario, it's like we've done everything. We Mario went to space. You played
Right.
the Mario Galaxy. You played that, right?
Yeah, I got that game.
Yeah, right. Mario did everything. He went to space.
Put
He
Mario in the
was
ghetto.
huh?
Put Mario in the hood.
Mario. It ain't even the hood no more. It's gentrified shit now. So it's like it ain't. You gotta go. If you put Mario in the hood, you gotta go back to the '90s. You gotta put him in like Compton in the '90s. You know what I'm saying? And have the game in there. Have some game, the game documentary blasting, because it's like Mario's done everything. Like he's been every character. He's done fucking tennis. He's done Olympics. He's done, racing. He's done everything. It's like what else could you do with Mario? You know what I'm saying? It's nothing right now in gaming that I'm hyped for. I haven't been hyped for gaming in a long time, and I don't know when I'm gonna be like hype again. I mean, who knows? And what's the game? What's the zombie game? I forgot the name of the zombie game.
Resident Evil.
No. The zombie game for PS. Like if anybody knows, the PS three joint. That's like the last game that I really like got hyped for, and I finished it. But I didn't play part. They have a part two for it. But I mean, like other than that, was it Last of Us? That was a good game. But even with the zombie games, it's like I feel like we've already been there. Like you know how long I've been playing Resident Evil since the first PlayStation, and
Oh
we
wow.
went through all the incarnations, and PlayStation 4, Resident Evil 4, which was like my favorite one with Leon. Like that's my favorite one. They need to do a story, like a full movie on Resident Evil 4. You know what I'm saying? That was like my favorite one. Resident Evil 5, I played that. The demos, like, you know what I'm saying? I haven't even Walking Dead is like I haven't. They had a Walking Dead game for your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't been like hyped to play any of those because I've been playing these games forever. So it's like there's nothing new for me right now in gaming. Like I have no problem talking about it and discussing it, but it's like I'm not hyped for like the gaming in the games coming out right now because I see people post like new games every day. I'm like, yo, but that's remind this game remind me of like Mass Effect and shit.
Exactly. Nothing's original now.
Nothing. Yeah, because they've done everything. It's like, and then we've had like the copycats. So it's like nothing is innovative no more when it comes to gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like when you make a game system that can talk back to me, then I'll be hyped. Make a game system that could talk back to you and shit. Like that can be like your personal robot.
Right.
Castlevania. Like I've been playing Castlevania with Simon since NES. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's still a lot of those Castlevania games for like other the other systems I didn't play. You know what I'm saying? I just skipped them. I watched the animated series on Netflix. That was good. But I mean, I haven't played Castlevania in years. Gears of War. I love Gears of War. I have like the first four Gears of Wars. I haven't played the spin-offs. Part four is where I stopped at. You know what I'm saying? But I have the Gears of War T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? But I love Gears of War. But even with that, it's like if they announce another Gears right now, what are they up to like five, six? I'm not gonna get hyped for it right now. You know what I'm saying? That needs to be a series. I need to make a movie out of that, or a live action series for that, because that's a great game. Brother Encino said he may go to see Mortal Kombat soon. I like the film. I thought the film was dope. Like they did set it up as a prequel. 'Cause I know nowadays they're saying that a lot of the actors, like the guy that played Sub Zero, he signed on for a full movie deal, so he's coming back. So he's not dead. He's coming back for the other sequels. They'll probably have maybe a Sub Zero spinoff like they did in the games with the Sub Zero anthology. So I mean, I thought it was a good. Have you seen the film yet, Reg?
Which one? Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat, yeah.
Not yet.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good film, and you know, hopefully we get a sequel. Twisted Metal I had for PlayStation 2. That I know they were talking about doing a movie like a long time ago for that. So I don't know where it's at right now. That was a good game.
Yeah, Aaron. I got that game Bully. Very dope game.
Bully, I never played Bully. What I remember when that came out, wasn't that the same people that did Grand Theft?
Hmm.
And what was that game about?
Pretty much, this guy gets sent to a boarding school
Mm.
and stuff like that, and he pretty much has to move his way around the academy and shit.
So you get like weapons and stuff. Like is he being bullied in the game?
Yeah, he's really not just the game, but like real life. Like he playing
Oh, so
school.
outside of school too.
Yeah,
Oh wow. I remember seeing the game for that, but I never picked it up.
yeah, that game caused a lot of controversy too.
Did it? Jackson
Yeah,
Dexter. I remember them. Jackson Dexter. Crash Bandicoot. I played that, but Crash Bandicoot reminded me of Mario. So I'm like,
that's what I'm
this is like
saying.
this is like Mario Brothers. Or it's just another like another different character. You know. We got like a lot of gamers here, man. Silent Hill. Let me tell you, the games of Silent Hill was better than the movie. I never liked the Silent Hill game films. I thought it didn't remind me of the game. I thought the games were better. The games were darker. Saints Row. I remember when that came out too. I never played that one.
Never been a censor. That was like a
Yeah,
GTA ripoff, which I never.
that was big. I used to see the Saints Row posters everywhere. That was a big game when that came out. You know. Um. Yeah, man. Like this shit. We got gamers here, yo. I gotta talk more game. Marvel games. I love Capcom versus Marvel for PlayStation 2. Capcom versus Marvel. Was it Marvel 3? That joint. I played that like that's probably like my favorite fighting game on PlayStation 2. I played that many hours, like just the team ups they would have with like some of the characters I felt like were weaker than others though. Cause I used to always love using like Captain America with his shield and Cyclops. You know when he had like the rays, he could shoot out the rays from his eyes, and Wolverine was always the like one of the best in the game. But then it was like when it came to the Hulk, I'm like, how the fuck are you so big? And this dude like get knocked with one punch, and he's like out for like the whole match. Yeah, he's like out for the whole match. I'm like, the Hulk is how is the Hulk out before Spider Man? And he's like twice the size of Spider Man. You know what I'm
That's a
saying? I never, huh?
that's a damn shame.
I never understood that. I'm like, yo, I could never use the Hulk in that game. I always had to use like people that was like smaller than him. You know what I'm saying? So Doctor Doom was better than the Hulk in that game. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like, but that was I had fun playing that game. That's one of my favorites. What else? Marvel Alliance for the Xbox 360. That was a great game. The first one was great. Um, yeah, man, like, oh, I gotta talk more games on here. People, we got gamers.
For real. Yeah, man. We'll definitely talk more about this.
Tony
Like,
Hawk, yeah, Tony Hawk. I got Skate 3. Y'all remember Skate 3?
well, I
I
have
got
Pro
I got
Skater.
the Tony Hawk Skate 3 joint
I
for
have
360.
Pro Skater 4 on GameCube and shit.
Yeah, I played the demo for that. That was fire too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that video game got me into De La Soul and Gangstar, man.
And yo, remember when for the Xbox 360 they came out with like that skateboard that skateboard shit that you have to like plug into the system and you can like get on the skateboard and I think it would like take like a whole image of you. So like you're
Yeah,
in the game. I seen that shit at GameStop and I never bought it. That shit was like 100 and something bucks. I'm like, this? It's not even a real skateboard. It's like some shit you have to plug into the system.
right.
That shit was crazy though. Yeah, Tony Hawk was the man. Though. I love. I used to watch Tony Hawk a lot in like the X Games and shit. You know, Shaun White. Shaun White was like one of my favorites too. Diablo. I used to see Diablo, so I never played it though. I used to see that a lot at GameStop. You know, better video game discography, Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty. You know, I'm going with Call of Duty because I could never get into Grand Theft Auto. I could never get into that game. I don't know why. It just wasn't for me. Like Call of Duty was like I played like the whole damn collection just about.
Yeah, GTA for me, man.
I know you love GTA. What's your favorite GTA?
San Andreas.
Oh, San Andreas. Yeah, that was big. That was a big game. You know, Sly Cooper. Nah, I don't remember Sly Cooper. Y'all remember Sly Cooper games? Who's Sly Cooper?
I remember it. I never played it.
What system that was for?
I want to say that was PlayStation.
I don't remember Sly Cooper. You remember? Was it Pyro the Dragon? The Purple Dragon?
Yeah,
Yeah, I played the demo for that. The Pyro.
yeah. Spyro
That's
and what's it? Crash. Those are them niggas.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like this is Mario right here, man. You know. So Sam said Tony Hawk got me into the adolescence and bad religion.
Yeah, Tony Hawk. That soundtrack though, man. Whoo.
Right. Yeah, man. He was dope.
But listen,
Tony Hawk for PS1.
I gotta charge my webcam because it's
Yeah.
about to like go off and shit. But
Right.
this has been definitely a dope ass fucking review and
Yeah.
discussion. A few announcements before I end it off. For one, the top 10 funk albums. That's gonna be this Sunday. You know, BJ is gonna jump on that one too. You know, this Monday and May 12th, I plan on doing Sagon's The Greatest Story Never Told.
Oh shit, you doing it? You didn't tell me you was doing that.
I know that's a surprise.
Surprise! I got that album. You didn't tell me you was doing that one. Okay.
Yeah, that's a surprise. I've been holding out for a
Is that
month.
gonna be at 11 o'clock too or no?
Yeah,
Oh,
for the most part, a lot of the reviews will be on 11 o'clock unless I say otherwise and shit.
right.
So,
Okay.
um, I also want to do what's that shit at? I also want to do Scarface the Untouchable
Okay.
Monday, and the Sagon's gonna be Wednesday, and then Friday night that will be like the J Cole
Right.
um listening thing, first reaction and
Yeah.
shit.
God of War. I had God of War 2 for PlayStation 2. That was a good game. I like the way that they redesigned him with the bald head and the beard. I haven't played that latest one yet though. But I want to play that.
Yeah, I never even got into God of War like that
Yeah.
though.
They supposed to be making a movie for that too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. That I think they could pull that off though. I could see a movie for that.
I see that on Netflix, if anything.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. That would be good.
Yeah, man. But other than that, this has been a dope review.
Yeah.
And if you guys are just coming in late, this is the album we reviewed on. Highly, highly, highly recommended. And yeah, stay tuned for more shit, bro.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.